They sent surveyors onto my land, thinking a few papers could erase my claim. But they forgot. This soil runs in my veins. And when a man stands to defend his ground, bringing him down is never that easy. The land had its own kind of silence, not dead like a city at 3 a.m., but alive, breathing with dew, echoing with crickets, whispering with the wind. That silence was the reason I stayed, the reason I fought for every acre I bought with sweat and years. But peace broke that morning, with the crunch of boots on my soil and the metallic rattle of tools that didn't belong. I walked up the ridge, coffee in one hand, fury in the other. They staked my land as if it was theirs, like I was the trespasser. They said they had authorization from the Green Peaks Reservation HOA, a fortress of lawns and mailbox rules, a place I never joined, never wanted. Yet their map showed my slope marked as Parcel C, my mother's garden as a parking lot. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I gave them 30 seconds to leave my land or face armed trespassing charges. They scattered, but one man warned me. Check the county records. They already filed something. By noon, I was at the county recorder's office, the same place I walked out of 6 years ago with my deed in hand. But this time, the air smelled different, like toner, dust, and betrayal. The clerk told me my land was temporarily reassigned to HOA oversight. My deed flagged, my ownership under review. 6 years of blood and work reduced to a colored square on someone's chart. And then I saw it, the signature at the bottom of their request. Karen Worthington, president of Green Peaks HOA. Now I knew who I was up against, and I knew peace wasn't coming back. Not for a long while.
2 weeks later, I heard the growl of an engine outside my window. A bulldozer, yellow as rot, idling on my soil, its blade aimed at my barn. I called the sheriff, and he came. But he didn't come for me. He came for them, papers in hand, a deputy in tow, saying I was in violation of HOA development guidelines. On my land. That night, I heard a lock snap. My tool shed had been forced open, blueprints missing, marked survey stakes gone. They weren't just trespassing anymore. They were stealing the evidence of my fight. A week later, I got a call from a man whose voice shook like he'd swallowed fire. He said he was one of their own, a contractor hired by the HOA, and he couldn't take it anymore. He had proof. He met me behind the diner, slid a folder across the table. Inside were invoices, fake bids, and county signatures forged cleaner than glass. It was all there. The scheme laid bare. I hired an attorney that very night. By morning, we had filed an injunction, a restraining order, and a demand for immediate investigation. The HOA had pulled the lion's tail, and now the law was watching. Neighbors started showing up. Some whispered apologies. Others brought photos of surveyors stepping past fences, trespassing on their yards too. Karen's empire of fear was cracking. When it finally went to court, Karen Worthington stood polished and smiling. But her smile broke when the judge read the evidence out loud. Fraud, forgery, trespassing, theft. The gavel struck like thunder. My land restored. Their scheme dissolved. Karen fined, barred from office, her allies scrambling for cover. My soil was mine again, and no papers could change that now. I came home to the same land, the same soil, but a different silence. This time, it wasn't fragile, it was earned. And when the wind moved through the fields, it felt like the land itself had sighed with relief.